Today, the Real Geezers are going to talk about Slumdog Millionaire. It's based on a book called Q&A, and it begins with, on a black screen, there's a title saying, "A boy from the slums of Bombay becomes a millionaire. How did he do it? A, he cheated. B, he's lucky. C, he's a genius. D, it is written." And that really is what in a sense, that is what the movie's about.
You follow the story of a young man named Jamal, who with his brother are from the slums of Bombay, who are on their own from the very young age. And you follow them intercut with the questions that he is being asked. He gets on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And as you find out his life history and how he knows the answers or doesn't know the answers to these questions, you are carried through his growing up.
I've said on this show, and I'm known, that anything with a happy ending I like. Now, this movie has a happy ending, but to get to that happy ending, it is no yellow brick road. It is one of the most harrowing movies to sit through, and I actually wouldn't blame people for walking out. It is very, very energetically and violently done.
Because it is painful to watch in the way Oliver Twist, the Dickensian life. The difference is, the difference is this is still going on in India. However, having said that, full of joy, full of life, full of positive things.
And a terrific love story is what it is.
And a terrific love story. The writer of the screenplay, Simon Beauvoir, is that how we say it?
Beauvoir, probably.
Yeah, wrote The Full Monty, and I understand that he added the love story.
I read an interview with him a while ago in which he said when they gave him the book, he didn't want to do it. And then he went to India, and he said India changed his life. The energy, the life, even in the midst of poverty. There were a couple of scenes which are so typical of India, in which
brilliant photography.
Absolutely brilliant, and the direction, I have to say.
Well,
but you see, there's a scene where they're all washing by the river, and there's this. It's like an incredible quilt of all the colors of all their clothes. A movie is a story told in words and pictures, and as a writer, I've always leaned toward the word side of the words and pictures. And but this, I kept saying, this actually is really told in images.
Yes.
Much more than the words. The words are they're short and to the point, but they're no long speeches.
Yeah.
It takes you into another world. It's a remarkable movie. The way it's cut, direction, and I happen to love, there's a pounding soundtrack.
Yes.
I mean, a relentless pounding. The spine of the story, in a way, is the search of Jamal, the young kid, for this girl that he met when I say 8 years old. And she was out in the rain. He says, come into their tent in the slum where they're living. And he falls in love with her. It becomes the love of his life when they're 7 or 8 years old. She's a beautiful girl, and she falls into bad hands. But it's chasing her throughout. There's also a strong subplot running through it between the two brothers.
Yes.
Jamal has a brother.
Both rescues him and doesn't rescue him.
That's right, Salim, who gets seduced away by a gangster and stuff. It has a lot of things, I say, that definitely you don't connect with a jolly movie experience. But somehow it's the energy of the movie and the humanity of it, the fact these people are carrying on under these circumstances. That is what gives the movie its real drive, I think, the humanity.
One glorious thing, they end up at the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, they're thrown off a train.
And they end up at the Taj Mahal, where they quickly become guides, which they are clever surviving. They're in a way like years ago, the Dead End Kids tough enough to come out of the slum. I think the scene for me that I've already had a couple of the conversations about, in the contest, there is a moment where the MC,
who's the owner of the show,
writes the answer to the big question on a bathroom wall, and you wonder, the answer he chooses, what is the reason?
It's been said by many people that love and money are the only two motivations that people really have in the world. And in a very curious way, this movie sort of reinforces that. It's about those two subjects, and they're entwined together in a very ingenious and interesting way. And that's, again, what gives more universality to the thing. I mean, everybody dreams of being a millionaire.
Except for him, the money is only a means to winning her, not because he's going to be rich, but she is in dire circumstances, and he thinks he can buy her out once he has money. And I guess that is a true love story. He doesn't have to be a knight on a horse to win the fair maiden. He has to answer little questions in the most commercial venue in the world.
It's refreshing also that there's absolutely no sex in the movie. In other words, there's no scene between Jamal and the girl.
No.
It's totally above that. I say above in the sense that it's purer than that. And there's no carnal thing at all in his desire to save her. Obviously, he wants her. It's almost on a fairy tale level. Almost all these foreign movies about kids, the kids are in dire circumstances, which would never be in an American movie, almost everyone I can think of. There's another movie out now, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yes.
In a sense, it's a cheat, slightly. They always show kids in horrible circumstances. So your heart is with them from the beginning. I mean, you certainly root for them in an unbelievable way. And the bad guys are so bad. In a certain sense, emotionally, the movie is a slam dunk.
This picture, in opposition to something like City of God and Tsotsi, the South African film, here there is a real victory at the end. The victory at the end in both of those is kind of quantitative, because the kid maybe whichever it is. The kids get out, but really they don't get out. Here, this boy and this girl are going to live happily ever after, we hope. I am going to predict right now it is going to be the picture that wins the Oscar. It is probably the most, and really it's hard for me to say, most commercial, pure, old-fashioned movie I have ever seen. I love it so. I can hardly express my joy at having seen it.
I think that your joy at seeing it has clouded your judgment quite seriously as to whether it's an Oscar contender.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see. I think it's a wonderful movie.
And it's a wonderful life at this Christmas season.
Judgment clouded once again.